All right. Well, I'm going to send a quick text to my family, let them know where I am.
Okay.
And that shouldn't affect Messenger at all, though, right?
As far as I know. Heck if I
Oh,
know.
chat. I can still hear you.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
okay.
I guess make sure your YouTube is muted on your end.
Right on.
Da 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 da. Da, da, da.
Add style to any set of keys with...
Sure. Do that. Check, 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 check. Is anybody out there?
All right. We got that essential done. Let me get...
That's good. I see a Ray on here. Thank you so much for joining today, Ray. And a Nay. A Ray and a Nay and a Jim and a Edward Hooper. Edward Hooper.
All right.
Let's see.
I still hear you?
Yep, yep. You
Okay.
still hear me? I still hear
me.
you.
Good, good.
Cha-chi-cha, da-da-da. Let's see. Camera uno. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Camera dos. The camera of dice. The doom dice. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. Camera trace. The overhead. The overhead camera. There we are. Airplane coming. Camera 4. Here we are. So we're going to officially start, I guess, right now, because it's 10 o'clock. So that's the official start time. So, yeah, there we are. Look at us. We started.
Right on.
We started right there. Behold the professional wonderism that is Pulp Alley Adventure Theater. Dun 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 dun. Painting some Judge Dredd figures. Very cool. I was at the Warlord Games figures. Seems like there's been a couple versions of those through the years. I think Warlords is the newest iteration, if I'm correct. I don't know. Oh, I need some glasses. My glasses over there, babe? Yeah. Look, everybody, it's the world's most dangerous Bessie. Live and in charge. What's she looking for, babe? Oh. That's a good idea. Oh. Should have cleaned my glasses. Should have cleaned my glasses. They
Tail
are
of your shirt works really well.
All schmutzy. All schmutzy. All the time. That's what we go for. All the schmutz, all the time. So, I guess this wasn't the very first scenario that we played ever, but it was certainly one of the first ones. As far as our live videos that we've done on the YouTube. I think this one goes back to probably at least 3 years ago, though. A little over 3 years ago.
Yeah, I don't have my info in front of me to check on that, but that's all right.
Prove me wrong.
No, I'm
so
I
think this is it was not the very first. That's one of the first scenarios that we played when we started doing these live things on the interweb.
Yeah.
And this scenario was never officially written up. It's just kind of has a draft version of this scenario. But the basic idea is that we have one league loaded up in some vehicles here and here. And there are people in both of those vehicles. There are two people currently in the large truck, just the driver and the fellow sitting next to him. So there are two people in the large truck over there, and there are three people inside the automobile, the car, the staff car that's racing across down this road here. Now, one of these characters has the secret formula on them. And to find the secret formula, the Phantom Aces League, the Phantom Agents, are going to have to beat these fellows down. Whenever one of these folks goes down, we will roll to find out if that was the character that was holding the secret formula. So he's going to have to engage these characters. I mean, there's lots of ways that you could do it. You could try to just circle overhead for a while and throw strafing runs down at the vehicles and try to stop the cars. The vehicles, they don't have particularly good drivers starting off. They're all level 2. So they do have a leader and a sidekick, which we have always kind of suspected were Minerva and Ramjeet in disguise. So the character with the glasses and the umbrella, that is the leader. So that may be Minerva in disguise. And then the fellow that is pointing with his pistole, that is Ramjeet, or at least we're using the stats for those characters. Everybody else, the driver of the staff car, the driver of the truck, and the extra fellow that's coming along for the ride, are all using the stats for 21 out of the Raven Squadron. And then over here, Mordecai failed on his roll, so he did not add anything extra to this scenario. The 3 cards that Minerva is starting off with is Bad Luck, Sidestep, and Clear Shot. For the Phantom Agents, we are bringing out the old Phantom Ace. So we've got Phantom Ace, we have Gage, and we have Rutherford. Gage is packing a shock gauntlet. So that is, of course, a dangerous gadget that she has in her hand or attached to her hand, and she can gain a bonus every time she brawls. But, of course, there's always a chance that it could have a mishap and blow up. Phantom Ace rolled for his network of supporters, and he chose to take rumors and gossip, so he got an extra fortune card as well. So the 4 fortune cards that the Phantom Agents are starting with is a bad news, and I'm all right, a disarmed, and a stunned. The cars are starting at this end of the table, and their goal is basically to escape off that end of the table, but they have to be holding the secret formula. Either has to be in their possession, or it has to have not appeared at all for anybody to move off the table over there. I know that's probably a little confusing. I probably didn't explain that as well as I should have, but you'll get the idea once we get a little bit further along. We are using the rules for a plane. Yes, indeed. What kind of a pulp game wouldn't have planes in it? That's just ridiculous. So we are, of course, using the rules for a 2-seater, and that means that it has room for 2 characters to ride normally. It does have a fixed forward gun. It doesn't have a tail gunner. Instead, it has a fixed forward light machine gun with 5 dice. But it only has 2 spots there, so somebody's going to have to be riding out on the wings. Somebody's going to have to be riding, hanging on, basically. So who's going to be hanging on at the start of the scenario?
That would be Gage because she was a wing walker before all this started.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So Gage is the one that is not in a nice tidy seat. All right. Let's see here. So
Hey, good morning, Bessie.
Good morning.
Gage
Yeah,
is
my-
Happy
hanging
Father's
on.
Day.
So that means she's
Yeah,
going.
thank you.
Oh, Father's Day.
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to put a little orange counter there. Maybe we'll remember that. So Gage will have to face a peril as soon as she activates. Oh my goodness. You know what, Bessie, just for old time's sake, why don't you give that deck a good shuffle? Moving that chair. Okay, here we are. This is Pulp Alley. We are playing a live game of Pulp Alley. My name's Dave. My daughter and I designed this game well over 10 years ago and put it together. We enjoy it. We've been playing it pretty much every week since then. So we have a lot of fun with Pulp Alley. We really designed it not to sell, but to actually play, and we have a ball doing it. This is my lovely, darling wife, Bessie, also known as the world's most dangerous Bessie. And she is here for moral support and to make sure I don't cheat too much. And we're playing a live game. Who does that? Who does that craziness? You're going to see that Pulp Alley is a lot of fun, a lot of adventure, fast-paced craziness. So as we start the turn off, the Phantom Aces League are in control of the initiative. They are the director. For the special rule for this scenario, forces the trucks, the opposing league, to go first. Whoever it is that's trying to get away. So I'll just go ahead and do that.
Okay.
They have to activate all their characters first. So a car does not activate on its own. Instead, it moves when the driver activates. So that's what I'm going to do first, is I will activate the driver. I don't think you have anything to play, do you? I don't see anything in your hand.
No, I don't.
So it'll do its cruise move of 8 inches forward. Then I'm going to do my maneuver move, will just be my second move, and I'm going to end up 16 inches farther along the table here. And at the end of that, I will do a little bit of a pivot to line up for my next turn. For the truck, it's going to do its 8-inch cruise move. And then, if I do any maneuvering, I'm only going to be able to go 4 inches. And I guess that's what I'll do. So it's going to start slowing down basically for that turn.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to just kind of turn a little bit, something like that, just so it's aiming for the gap. So the large truck like that is lumbering. We don't have to use any kind of goofy turning templates or anything like that because the rules actually include it slowing down when it's making turns. All right, so there it is. Both drivers have activated. Now I can activate the rest of my characters. They really don't have anything else to do. It's important that they do activate because that is a requirement of the rules. Every character has to activate during the turn because that's how the turn ends, is when there's no ready characters left. So the next thing I'll do is I'll activate the passenger that's in the heavy truck. He doesn't have anything to do, and he will end his activation. Another important reason that you have to activate your characters is because your opponent may have things they want to do during your activation. So you don't get to avoid that simply by going, well, I just won't activate. No, if you put a character on the table, they're involved in the game and they have to activate. So the next thing I'll do is I'll activate Minerva, who is the leader of the league, in the back seat over here. Disguised with an umbrella and
Expertly disguised.
a
Thank
big
you.
hat. No one would ever be able to tell that it's
She
Minerva.
never carries an umbrella. It's flawless.
That's right. They would look at that and they go, well, I think that might be a Minerva. And they'd go, but wait.
She has an umbrella.
She has an umbrella. There's no way that could be Minerva.
Never mind, I was wrong.
Oh, do I look like I would carry an umbrella? And then I'm going to activate Ramjeet, and he will also simply end his activation. They didn't have anything else to do. If I'd had different types of abilities, different actions to perform, if the airplane had been on the table, all of those things. But in this situation, all they do right now is they hear that airplane coming in the distance.
Hark, I hear it.
They could be like leaning out the window, taking a look and trying to figure out where it's coming from.
I think she's pointing with her umbrella.
Pointing with the umbrella. There. And then for this scenario, the plane now comes onto the table, and the plane can right? Planes are very, very fast. Even in the 1930s, relatively speaking, they were much faster. Oh yeah, Clyde Dashinger reminds us. Glasses, hat, umbrella, perfect disguise. Pagum is correct. Pagum is correct. Dangerous, Bessie. Hey, Red Mist, thank you guys so much out there. Hey, if you haven't already, make sure you get subscribed to our little channel, or make sure you are still subscribed to it, because sometimes YouTube pops it off. So, take a moment, make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button, and if you are already a subscriber, please take a moment to hit that bell as well, so maybe you'll get a notification.
Can you do a transatlantic accent? You know.
You mean, I'm not on command. I can't. It'll have to work. No, I can't. You're making me nervous.
Just do your Indiana Jones.
What am I supposed to say?
Hey, I'm Indiana Jones.
I'm Indiana Jones.
No.
All right. So
I don't want to muddy the waters too much, but for those out there that might want to know, if I was not the director, would you have been able to hold off on activating Minerva and others in order to shoot when the plane comes in, that type of thing?
No. This scenario, and that is a special rule for this scenario. Mm-hmm. The trucks.
Okay.
And I could be wrong. I wrote this scenario like a billion years ago. So, if I remember right, all of those characters have to activate first. And what that's supposed to represent is the idea that they're kind of unaware that the plane is coming up from behind them. Right now, the plane is kind of, down below maybe some of the canopy or something, or flying just above the canopy, trying to evade detection. So as it comes in, the plane gets to land where it wants to land. So, if I remember right, I think all of that side has to activate.
Okay.
All right, so now you get to basically put the plane anywhere on the table that you want it to be. So you don't start at the edge and then move on or anything like that. You just put the plane exactly where you want it. So where do you want the plane to be located?
So I want to make it so that it can fly in behind the truck and then have the characters drop off onto the truck. Okay,
so you want to be right behind the truck. So as long as and that is also a special rule for this scenario. It's called Get Closer. And at this point, what Rutherford, who is the pilot on the plane, is bringing the plane in kind of slow and low here. As it comes up along the back of the plane, it's obviously moving faster than the truck is, but he pulls up a little bit just to get a little bit of slowed down, just a little bit more. And when he does that, that's his activation, basically coming in and trying to slow down as much as he can so that Ace and Gage can now jump off the plane. So, and into the back of the truck, or on it, or wherever they happen to end up. So here we are now. They're going to jump, and now the next character to activate, who is it going to be? Do you want to activate Gage, or do you want to activate Phantom Ace?
We'll go with Phantom Ace.
Okay. So Phantom Ace is going to activate, and I assume he's jumping down into the truck. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay.
He's
So
just wishing that the stand was a little lower. Just
I know I was looking
kind
for
of
a
high,
lower
wasn't it?
one, and I couldn't find it, so I'm kind of stuck with what I have. Um, so he's only going to have to roll one success with might or finesse. That's not bad at all. So Rutherford did a darn good job of positioning the plane. All he has to roll is one with might or finesse. He's got 3 die 10 and both of those. So here is your roll. And you got it easy peasy.
All right.
So Phantom Ace has dropped down into the truck. And what I have to do as the controller of the truck, when Phantom Ace lands back there, I have to assign one of my characters to fight against Phantom Ace. I have to. That's not optional. So they see the plane coming in. One of them, I'm going to say it's the passenger, crosses back into the bed, and Phantom Ace comes plummeting down into the back there, and they are now locked in combat. And we will resolve that fight immediately. Phantom Ace, you're the active character. You're rolling 4 die 10 to brawl with. Gosh.
Sounds good.
I don't
You
like
dodging, or
I
what are you
don't
doing?
like that. I don't like what's happening there. I guess I'm going to take the opportunity to throw some shots at you as you're coming down into the back of the truck. So he's actually going to throw, since you're moving over 3 inches to engage me, I'm going to get to throw some dice at you. And I'm going to throw 3 die 6 of shooting at you.
Oh, the dog.
I guess we should look at. Oh, I got that sidestep though. Maybe I should dodge. Nah, I'm gonna give you some shots. So pop, pop, pop. As you come jumping down, 4 die 10 from Phantom Ace means you score 2 successes with an 8 and a 7. I wouldn't have been able to dodge that anyway. And I got absolutely nothing with 3 1, so I'm going to have to roll a 2 dice health check.
Oh, ouch.
And he is down. And you could throw me off the truck as well. Would you like to throw me off?
Yeah, let's do that.
Off the front or off the sides or off the back?
I'm tempted to throw him off the front, man.
Okay, well, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
So,
Always the front.
Always
Always
for the front. Always for the front.
And there's no
All right,
Mercedes
so
symbol to hang on to.
He goes stumbling forward as Ace is trying to close in, and is thrown forward off and goes rolling off the front end of the truck. All right, so that was Ace's activation. Ace, I'd rather have
Now-
activated. The only character that hasn't activated is Gage.
Okay.
The plot points are only when they go out, or just when they're down.
Oh, yeah, we have to roll for that now.
Yeah.
No, as soon as they go down.
That's what you said the first time, but
Yeah, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. I'm pretty sure that you check to see if they drop it as soon as they go down, because that's when the plot point is dropped, when you go down.
yeah.
I'm not even going to look it up because it's not
Thank you,
important.
Bessie.
So,
Yeah.
Oh,
we
I
gotta
got
go
you.
back.
So-
Find the guy. He's laying there.
so I have 5 characters, 5 possible characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to do a D10. So if I roll a 9 or a 10, we're going to say it was that guy. We're not going to decide who it is. All we need to know is, was it that guy? And he has an equal chance. So a 9 or a 10, it's going to be that guy.
Okay.
And it was not. It was
Oh,
not
too bad.
that guy. So he did not have the secret plans. All right. Thank you for reminding me about that, sweetheart.
Yeah.
So now Gage is the only character that hasn't activated. Is she dropping down into the truck?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's going to have to take a peril. So 1 with cunning. So Give me a 1. So it's important to remember that Pulp Alley is an action-adventure game. So why would you need cunning to determine if you jump down into a truck? Well, go ahead, baby.
No, I was just going to ask, is that her activation? Is that her peril for activating on top of the wing?
No, it's a separate peril.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So her first peril here, is because she's a hanger-on, so she's
Which
wing
cunning would
walking.
be, are you holding on
Right, right,
to the correct wire?
right. Yeah, yeah. Holding on to something that's actually going to keep you on the wing rather than something that's going to slip off. So you think of it in those sort of terms, is that just like it's not always a might check to do something. Sometimes it's about knowing where to hold on.
You don't always hit things with hammers.
Right, right. So she's got cunning dripping out of her wazoo. She has 4 die 8. All she needs to do is roll 1 success here, and she got it. So the wing walker extraordinaire, she knows how to walk up there on the plane, and that's no problem. So the second peril is actually for her now to choosing to drop down into the truck, and that is clearly a separate action. So go ahead and draw it.
1 with cunning.
1 with cunning or might. And of course, she's going to rely on her cunning. So here it could be about timing, right? Here it could be about knowing the right moment to jump. Don't jump too soon. Don't jump too late. Or she could rely on her might to do this, right? She could go, just jump in there and hold on, right?
Sure.
This is just like that show that we did in Enid, Oklahoma back in the 30s. Yeah.
Here is her cunning again. She only needs 1. She got it, no problem. And Gage is now inside the back of the truck. And just like normal, just like previously, I now have to assign one of my characters to fight her. Well, I only have 1 character left in the truck, and that is the driver. So I have to engage her with the driver. That's not optional. So, so she's now engaged with the driver. If I had multiple characters on there, I could choose to make her fight somebody else, but that's the only character I have left, and the fight is on. So she normally fights with 2 die 4, or 3 die 8, as the case may be. 3 die 8. Maybe I should dodge. I'm going to try and keep my driver alive. I'm going to go ahead and use my sidestep and get an extra dice of dodge. So I'll have 3 dice of dodginess against your 3 die 8 of brawliness. Now, you have a shock gauntlet. I'm going to hold on to that because I don't want to get that out of sequence. So I guess what I need to do is ask you if you're going to use your shock gauntlet.
Oh, yeah. As we punch through the back window to take this guy out.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So when you're rolling for your shock gauntlet, or when you choose to activate it, you're going to add X dice bonus. But the thing is, we have to check for that explosion. So if it is a flame, that means the device has exploded, and instead of it helping you, the device zaps you, and this turns into a peril now. So now you have to roll 2 successes with finesse or cunning. That will be a 4 dice cunning check, and you're gonna have to get 2 successes.
Well, how about if we just use I'm all right?
You already passed it.
Yeah.
Oh, I already passed it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's not where you would have rolled it anyway. That was your attempt. You didn't need to use I'm all right there, because that wasn't the injury check. That was just to see if you could avoid taking the injury.
Right.
All right, so you avoided taking the injury. You felt it getting very, very warm on your hand, and you rip it off and throw it into the bushes nearby. So the shock gauntlet is gone.
I know. First out of the gate.
Yeah, right out of the gate. Well, that is... Gadgets are like that, right? Gadgets can sometimes last the whole scenario, or sometimes
I don't know if I've ever had a gadget that really lasted a whole.
I have, yeah.
I mean, I've had them last a long ways in, but
Yeah. They're not always going to blow up. I've definitely seen them
I guess we
last a
tinker
whole
differently.
scenario. Yeah. Okay.
No worries.
So that did not end her activation, however. Even though the shock gauntlet heated up as she landed back there, she rips it off and throws it down, but the fight continues because she passed her peril.
Yep.
If she had failed that peril, then the fight would have been canceled and would not have occurred.
Right.
So the fight continues. She now has her 3-die-8. I am going to use my sidestep and get a bonus dodge dice on there. So I will be throwing 3-die-6 to dodge. Here is her attack. Her attack, she gets a 7 and a 4. Well, there's no way I'm going to dodge that 7. And I didn't even dodge the 4. That means it's a 2-dice hit. And I passed my health check. So he does not go down, Gage. He does not go down. However, he is going to have to make a control check because he did not fail a health check. Make a control check when you fail a health check, not because of the hit.
Now, when could I throw bad news in there?
Oh, well, you can do it right now. I'll go
Go
back.
do that.
I apologize. I should have asked you about that.
It's all right.
Hit by yeah, drive fails. Okay, so we'll add bad news on top of it, and I'll have to roll one more dice for a health check. Here is the roll, and passed. So he passed a 3-dice health check.
The dog.
So he was not only that, but he was able to maintain control of the vehicle, and he does not have to roll a control check as she comes through there. And he's trying to avoid getting hit. He's ducking down, trying to avoid her hits, hoping he doesn't get hit from behind. Just trying to keep the pedal down. Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
That ends the turn. I have one recovery check to make. Let's see if the fella standing in front of the truck, or let's see if he can get up. He does. Okay. So he does recover. It looks like he's holding on. He may be holding on to the front of the bumper there. So he's trying. His feet are dragging on the ground. Let's see what happens here.
So that's the end of the turn.
That is the end of the turn. We did all of our recovery checks. We're going to draw a turn counter out. And you are still the director. So I'm going to draw a card for you. Your card is a focus. That's nice.
Okay.
My
and
card,
how many turns do we have?
I think it's 6. I think we only have 6 turns. So you are the director.
Right.
I'm going to... You are the director, so you get to decide, do you want to activate a character, or do you want me to activate a character?
I'll go ahead and activate Ace, and he's going to lean over the top of the cab and blaze away at the guy hanging on the front.
Okay. All right. So Gace is unengaged. Ace is unengaged right now, so he can lean around the cab there and fire down at the fellow that's in front of it.
Remind me of the card I got, Focus.
You did draw a focus. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You drew a focus. Okay. So you've got 5d10, and I'm going to try and keep my fella alive. I'm just going to use 2d6 to dodge and hope for the best. So here is your 5d10 of shooting. I put those in the wrong stack, didn't I? You drew a focus, and I drew a stunned, right?
Remember, I got rid of bad news, so
yeah.
So I'm all right. Stunned, disarmed. Yeah.
Okay, so you have disarmed, I'm all right, bad feeling, and a focus. Okay.
Bad. I thought I had stunned. Or no, I picked up the wrong one. No worries. I'll figure it. Bad news was the other one I had.
Okay. So right now, just so we're clear, you have I'm all right, disarmed, bad feeling, and focus. I hope I didn't get those mixed up. I have a stun, a bad luck, and a clear shot. You're right. You're right. You did have that stun. It must have been that bad feeling that I got
Yeah,
mixed
no
around.
worries. Yeah, I
You
got
did
rid of the
have
bad
stun.
news.
All right.
I got
All
rid
right.
of bad
I got the
news.
bad feeling.
So
Okay. All right. Here we go. Here's the shooting. I'm going to try to dodge.
we have some cover.
Yeah. 5 successes. 5 successes. Okay. Maybe I can dodge a couple of those. Dodged 1, so I'll get rid of one of those 4s. Now I have to make a 4 dice health check. Wow. Did not. Cover is not going to save me either, and I'm going to have to take 4 dice health check, and he is down. Blip. Poor little fella. Poor little fella went down again. Okay. You are still in control of the initiative.
Yeah.
You are still in control of the initiative. You have Rutherford and you have
Right.
Gage left to activate, or you can make me activate.
Let's have Rutherford see if he can strafe the car.
I don't think you're going to be able to, and the reason is that the movement rule for planes is that you have to move over 16 inches from where you are currently located. So that's going to put you probably on the other side of the vehicle. But you know what? We could say that you turn
pull an elephant.
around. Yeah. Yeah. So we can put you. We could say he whirls around and comes in like this, comes in from the other direction. Now, how he got there, remember that really the only rule for his movement is that he's got to move over 16 inches from where he was. So he whirls around. He could have looped, came in here, and whirls off around this way. He could have come around this way. How he got there is pretty much irrelevant. What is important is where he ends up and what he's going to do there. So he whirls around like that and throws some shots down at the car. Now you have 2 choices there. One is that you can simply throw a burst onto the car and it will force the driver to roll a control check. Or you can just throw 5d6 and try to damage the car.
Yeah,
Which would you rather do?
Car. Let's damage
You just want to throw a 5d6?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. 5d6 at the car. I subtract 2 of your hits because of the size of the car.
Right.
That leaves you with 1, and I'll have to roll a 1 dice reliability check. And it fails, and the car is smoking.
Yeah.
Nice.
The car is smoking. That was some good shooting there, Tex. Do you have anybody else to activate?
Yeah, we have Gage.
Gage. Do you want to activate her, or do you want to make me go?
No, we'll activate her.
Okay.
And she'll, either, swing in through the doorway, the passenger door, or, slam through the back and wail on the driver.
Very good. That's going to give you, you know what? When she activates, I'm going to play a bad luck on you, and I'm going to make you discard one of your cards at random.
Oh, okay.
You have 4 cards in your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was the
That's the
stunned.
stunned.
So remove the stunned from your list.
All right.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Considering
Could've
the
been
other
worse.
cards that you had,
Yeah.
that was the one that you
Yeah.
wanted to lose for sure.
So
So
it's
you're
gauge
rolling
and-
3 die 8, and I am dodging with 2 die 6. Yeah, 3 die 8. And you got a 5 and an 8. Maybe I can get rid of that 5. I did, so I'm going to have to roll a 1 dice health check. And he failed. He goes down.
Right on.
Throw him out. Throw him off the car.
Actually, I want to frisk him real quick while I control
Okay.
the truck.
Okay, so at this point, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 possible characters that it could be. So we're going to say that he is 7, 8. If I roll a 7, 8, it's him. It is not him.
Ah, too bad.
All right, next is, go ahead and toss him out.
Yep. And then she takes
Right.
over driving, right?
She does. She immediately takes over control of the driver's seat. So she is now the driver of that vehicle. All right. You have activated everybody.
Yep.
Oh, that vehicle's gonna
Spin?
spin. Yeah, it's gonna spin in a random direction. So it's actually gonna end up going out of control when the driver goes out and spin like so. All right. So now I'm gonna have to get the car moving. Man, him shooting up my car is bad. I'm gonna have to see how much
Yeah.
farther I can get. What is it, babe?
I said, yep.
Yep. I'm gonna try to move his plane out of the way. I'm gonna put this button here to mark the center.
Okay.
Are you on overhead?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Try and watch my big head. So the first thing I'm gonna do is my cruise move, and I have a cruise of 8 inches. So I'm just gonna come straight forward 8 inches. So I'm coming underneath the plane.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll put me to right here as a straight move. And then I'm going to do my maneuver move. I'm going to do a little bit of a pivot, and another 8 inches will put me over here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They are making a run for the border.
Oh boy.
I'll put the plane back in there. Look at that. The
Oh,
car
goodness.
goes underneath the plane, but it is smoking. It is smoking. Man, I dodged. I got really lucky that neither one of those first 2 characters had the secret formula.
Mm-hmm.
Far too
Yeah.
often that happens. And so that was the driver.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Minerva's got 3 die 10 to roll for a shooting. I'm not going to have her roll, and neither is Ramjeet as they go underneath the. We could pretend, just for action's sake, but the idea that she's going to be able to pop the plane with her little pistola at this moment isn't going to get it done. That ends the turn. I have 2 recovery checks.
All right.
Recovery check number 1, he's gone. Recovery check number 2 is up. So one of these 2 fellows gets back to his feet. Doesn't matter which one because they're identical.
Right.
And the plane is getting out of here. Goodness me, oh my.
All right, pull a bullet.
Pull a bullet.
Cards.
Draw cards.
Vern, you got bad luck.
Okay.
You got a sidestep.
Okay. If
Yeah,
I'm able to do a full move this turn, I'm going to get the car off the table. If I'm able to get... So there are several things that could stop me. Phantom Ace is capable of damaging the car. Rutherford is capable of damaging the car. He did it once. He can do it again. So we'll just have to see what happens here.
We'll start with Rutherford.
Okay. Let me see if I have any cards to play. All right. I'm going to just make sure I'm not cheating because it's been a while since we've put airplanes out there. Ground attack. First, you must move the plane anywhere on the table that is over 16 inches from where you started its activation. Then you point the plane directly at the intended target, and you must be within 6 inches of your target. All right, so here we go. And that's just kind of representing...
We're on overhead,
so
just so you know.
I think your best... I don't think I can... You're going to have to move 16 inches from where you are. That's going to be right here. So he loops around. He loops around and comes in for another strafing run. And that's going to put you right... Gosh, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be close enough. I'm trying to make sure I do it right. Oh my gosh, Bessie, is he within 6 inches? Measure it. Oh my gosh.
From where to where?
From base to base. All measurements are, yeah, he's within 6 inches.
All right.
So he loops around and comes in for another strafing run. Luckily, the car is moving. So 5d6, sir?
Alrighty.
Is that what you want to roll, or do you want to try and throw a burst on the car?
Let's do the 5d6.
5d6, okay. All right, Bessie, this is a big one. You better roll it.
Oh.
Yeah.
A 6. Oh, God.
Oh, my God, Vern.
That's not my fault.
It's not your fault. I wasn't blaming you. Vern might, but I wouldn't.
You made me do that.
I know it.
You're not.
I'm a bad person. I'm a bad person.
No worries. No worries. It ain't over yet, Bessie.
That's right. So.
You know my back hurts.
Do what?
I said you know my back hurts.
I know it. See? She's got a hurt back. There's no way she can make that roll.
I have a really hurt back.
I'm sorry.
I'm barely hanging on.
All right. Well, so.
The question
that will do absolutely nothing because you subtract 2 for the size of the vehicle and does not have enough dice to get through and cause any damage. So the strafing run that time was not successful.
So, well, one, it's really cool to see planes working and how they work in this game. And then 2, how close could I get with the truck?
Not very close at all. Not very close at all.
Because you're going to have to maneuver first.
Right, because you're going to have to, there's no reason to do a cruise. So all you're going to be able to do is move about 4 inches this way, which would maybe get you a couple inches of movement.
Okay, so let's have Gage do that.
Because right now, it's pointing in the wrong direction. So what she's going to have to do is, and again, you can imagine her doing a back up and then coming forward. But she was not able to do a cruise move because a cruise move must be straightforward. So if she'd have done a cruise move, it just would have taken her off into the trees here. It would have just been off in this direction. So, so she had to ignore her cruise move and simply do a maneuver, which was a 4-inch move, and that was what that was. It does mean that she's going to hit my little fella, though.
Yes, she is.
He was in the path of the backing up and turning around, so he would face a peril. He'll have to roll 2 successes with might or finesse. I'm going to try to dodge it since it's not my activation. I got another sidestep.
Yeah, you drew it last time.
I failed it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm not gonna use the sidestep, and I'm gonna have to roll a 2 dice health check because I failed that, and he is back down. Blip. All right. This is coming down to it right here.
Oh, excuse me.
Because if Phantom Ace is not able to stop that car, if Phantom Ace is not able to throw some 45 into that car and cause it to at least spin out or wreck, then I will get it off the table when it's my turn.
Yeah. Well, let's do that. That was
Okay.
the plan.
So he has 4 die 10 to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Vern, do we want to have Bessie roll this, or you want me to roll it for you?
Oh no, Bessie's doing great. I have no worries.
He has faith in Bessie.
He's too sweet to say absolutely not.
Not to worry, Bessie.
So we need 3, and she got 3. She
on.
got 3 successes, boys and girls. So what happens here? When you're shooting at a vehicle, you can choose to either shoot at the passengers or the vehicle itself. If you're shooting at the vehicle, then what you're technically trying to do is cause damage to the vehicle that will cause it to stop. So you're either targeting the engine or the tires or something like that. We don't really care. You're not simply trying to put a hole in the fender, in other words. You're not trying to cause cosmetic damage. You're actually trying to cause, real damage to the vehicle that's going to cause it to stop. So if you target the vehicle, you subtract the size of the vehicle from the number of successes that you got. In this, you got 3 successes. We're going to take 2 of those away because that's the size of the vehicle. So the last success that he got becomes a hit. And you know what we ought to do is draw to see if that is a critical. So if a hit gets through on a vehicle, you're supposed to draw the card. And if it is the flame, then the number of hits are then doubled.
It is
and
not.
In this case, it is not the flame, so it's not doubled. So we're going to roll a 1 dice. We're going to roll a 1 dice reliability check because that's how many hits got through.
Yep.
And that's all we need.
If I fail this, then the vehicle will be destroyed. The vehicle will come to a stop. I think it'll move like a D6 inches and then spin to a random direction or something like that. If I pass this, then it's basically going to be game over.
Okay, let's see it. Big mouth.
Here we go.
It's Father's Day. See, that's how we change his dice.
Well, we'll switch it up. Here, let me get a different dice. All right, here we go. If we haven't already, please take a moment right now and hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, you ought to be. Get subscribed to our little channel. Here is the roll.
Oh, boy.
It's a failure, boys and girls! It is a failure. And Phantom Ace from long range.
Attaboy.
That's what he does.
Oh, was it too far?
From not long range.
From a range that was far, but not long.
But not so far. Puts a 45 into the car, and that's going to cause the car to stop. Oh my gosh. Now, what's going to happen now? I think it moves. It's not an explosion. Let's see what happens here when the car... Oh, this is in the basic rules. So remember that the basic vehicle rules are in the core rule book. So for like cars and motorcycles and trucks, airplanes are not in the basic rule book. For that, it's the Guns, Gadgets, and Vehicles book, which we do... just for clarity, I guess, is you could still use the old first edition version. We are going to update it eventually. It would probably be years from now, but at the pace we're going.
You can't rush perfection.
Yeah, well, this is tremendously cinematic. I mean, you've got Rutherford.
I know it. I know.
And he's going, oh damn, I missed. And then,
I know.
And then
I was about to get off the table.
That's
I was
right.
about to get off the table.
Counting your chickens before they
I
hatch.
know it. I know it. When its reliability drops below D6, if the vehicle's moving when it's wrecked, passengers encounter a peril. Okay, the passengers will also take a barrel. I don't see anything about it spinning there. I guess. All right, we're not gonna worry about it.
Okay.
So all of the passengers will take a peril. Remember, when multiple characters encounter a peril simultaneously, they all get the same peril.
2 with
So
finesse or
2 with
cunning.
finesse or cunning. So this is going to be for the driver. I'm going to use a sidestep, and he's going to try to dodge the peril. He's going to get 3 dice to do it. And he does. He avoids the peril.
3, 4, 5.
Oh, boy. I did not want him to go down there. So he's okay.
Just in case.
And then
Minerva. She dodging it, or?
Yeah, she's going to try to dodge it as well. I'm going to go ahead and set my driver off the vehicle.
Okay.
So he's going to be right there. I'm going to roll for Minerva now. She has a dodge of 4 die 10. She needs 2 successes. She did it as well. So she is now off the vehicle right there. And then Rami will roll 3 die 8, and he's trying to beat it the old-fashioned way with his cunning. And he failed, so he's going to take 2 dice hit. And he failed that as well, and Ramjeet is injured by the collision,
Okay.
by the wreck.
Let's throw disarmed on Ramjeet.
Okay. So no shoots in for Rami. I'm going to go ahead and take him off of the vehicle, set him on that side, and
we
mark
want to put
him
this out here
as
so we
injured.
remember?
What'd you say, babe?
Do we want to put the card out there so we remember?
Okay.
And then this all happens before the vehicle finishes its D6 moves.
I don't know that it's going to move at all. I think we're just going to stop it right there with the strafing run.
Okay.
We'll stop it there.
Strafing run, nothing. This was Ace that did this.
Oh,
one.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That wasn't the strafing run. That was Ace shooting it down. Wow.
Yeah. Rutherford.
Now that's a pretty
then...
remarkable shot. You have to admit that was a pretty remarkable shot there.
Now you guys can still get off the table.
That's right. Right, because at this point, it has not been revealed who actually has it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So on their activation, because they haven't activated yet, right? None of them have activated.
No.
They're all going to run 12 inches towards the edge of the table.
Okay, so yeah, tell me who's doing what.
Okay, I'm going to activate the driver. Do you want to play that bad luck? You have a bad luck in your hand?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Okay. I have 2 cards. Currently, I have a bad feeling and a clear shot, so you'll get one of those. 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Okay, you got my clear shot. I'm down to 1 card in my hand. So
that was your driver.
That was the driver is activating, and he's running 12 inches, so he's heading towards the edge of the table.
All right.
Ooh.
Then I'm going to activate Minerva. She will now run 12 inches towards the edge of the table as well.
Oh, they're getting so close.
And I'm going to activate Rami.
Yep.
And he will run 12 inches towards the edge of the table. And they are probably safe from a strafing run because they're almost directly underneath the plane right now.
Mm-hmm.
What camera are you on, babe?
I was on overhead.
Okay, so let me show them here.
Wow.
So they're going to be pretty hard to hit with a strafing run because the first thing you're going to have to do is move 16 inches from where you are.
Right.
Sorry. It's going to really possibly come down to Phantom Ace and Gage.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So Gage has that truck lined up for I mean, she could move that truck 16 inches closer, and then Phantom Ace could shoot. You're still the director. The
Yeah, let's go.
chances.
Oh
Okay,
we
no,
gotta
actually,
do
we're ending that turn. We're
Yeah,
ending that
new turn.
turn.
recovery check.
Recovery check. So here's for Rami. 4 is
He
a
passes.
success, so he shakes off that injury. He was limping
All right,
pretty hard
cards.
there for a
Vern
while.
got
Cards.
another I'm all
You
right.
got another I'm all right.
It's glad that we didn't get
Sounds
that in your
good.
hand.
I know it.
You got unseen peril.
Oh, an unseen peril. Okay. All right. Whew, boy, we're starting turn number 4 here. All 3 of my characters are right now within striking distance of the edge of the table. When I activate, I'm going to run them off of the table. You're going to have to decide. You are still in control of the initiative, so you're going to have to decide what you want to do here.
All right. Well, you don't think there's any possible way with the airplane to
I'm
get
not
in
exactly sure. I'll measure it out and just see
Yeah.
what a 16-inch move.
get in a stray for a burst? Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of doubt it, but I'm
Right.
gonna measure out
agree.
16 inches, and I'm gonna say your center is gonna be here. And yeah, there's just no way. So you have to move over 16 inches from where you are currently. So you're
Yeah.
gonna have to end up somewhere about right here,
Yeah.
coming around on that big loop, and there's just
Yeah,
no
go
way
ahead.
you're within
Yeah.
6 inches. And the reason the distance is so short there is not to say that the range of that gun is short. What it's showing is that he was not able to get into a position where he could actually get a strafing run done.
Right.
It's not suggesting that the gun can only shoot 6 inches, but he was not able to get maneuvered around into a position that would allow him to get a strafing run in the same turn
hmm
because of where they were positioned and where he started off. So he does this big loop, comes back around, but he won't be able to get a shot off there.
All right. Well, let's have Gage get the truck as far forward as she can.
Yeah, we got a big 16-inch move here. So the truck is actually lined up pretty darn well. So it's going to be able to cruise forward 6 to 8, and then it's going to be able to do the full maneuver as well. And as long as we don't turn, as long as we don't do any turns at all, then it can get that full 16-inch move.
Yeah.
That leaves Phantom Ace right there next to that smoking sedan or staff car.
Yep.
But I don't think there's any way he can stop him. I apologize.
so either.
It's just
Well,
they,
let's go ahead, and I guess I have to shoot at the nearest. Who's the nearest?
yeah, I would say either one of them are the nearest, but neither one are you going to be able to get down this turn, I don't think.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
have Minerva and we have Rami, and honestly, I would just say that they're close enough that I would let you pick which one of them you wanted to shoot at.
We'll tell you what.
Good thing Ramjeet passed that recovery check
Yeah.
because that's what made the difference there.
I know.
Yeah, it's not gonna. If I can't shoot at the lead one, that's my only chance to take one down.
Right. Or if Rami had failed his recovery check,
Yeah.
he'd have still
even
had an
then-
injury on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, just
And-
pick a
and-
target. Let's just roll some dice.
Okay, well, let's shoot at Rami.
Okay, Rami takes. You got a 4 die 10 shot at Ram. He's going to dodge 2 die 6. So you got 3 successes. He's not dodging 2 of those with anything he has. He will dodge 1 of them, and he'll have to roll a 2 dice health check. Rami is injured again,
Man.
but it's not enough to put him down.
Yep.
And so I think all of your characters have activated. On my activation, they will all 3 run off the table.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
So
Oh.
It's big talk, pal.
Or if he had drawn the unseen peril, that would have been another way to stop him.
Yep.
He doesn't have
Yeah,
anything in his
yeah.
hand. Okay. So if he'd have drawn the unseen peril, that could have stopped any one of them from getting off the table. But as it is, the soldier will run off first, Minerva will be right behind him, and then Rami will run off. And
Yeah.
that ends the scenario.
Ah,
So there's a couple things. If the secret formula, the letter had been on the truck, that would have been a much different scenario.
right.
If even if the poor driver of the vehicle had failed his peril,
Yep.
that's why I used that
Sidestep.
sidestep there was to try and keep him from going down. Because if he had gone down when he was getting out of the vehicle, then he would have had another chance to roll for the roll for it, and there we were down to just 3 characters.
Yeah.
So it would have been a fairly good chance of it being there. This scenario can kind of really go either way. I think normally we have seen the attacker stop them.
Typically, yeah.
Yeah, because you have fairly good odds of catching those first couple guys of having it. Even if the first guy doesn't have it, then you have another chance to see if the second guy has it, and then on and on.
Yep.
So really cool little scenario. This time the Minerva got away with the secret formula, and the Phantom agents have to try and chase her down. A big thank you to everybody for watching today. A big thank you to a big happy Father's Day, Didden Immelman. Yes, indeed, Didden Immelman.
Thank you to Vern for.
A big thank you to
playing.
Vern. Should we show Vern on the big screen?
Yeah, I went to my other lair to work. I had internet issues at home, so I just went.
There he is. All right, Vern, get the curlers out of your hair. There he is, right there.
Vern.
Happy smiling Vern. Makes a
All right.
wonderful Santa Claus.
That's
So,
it.
really, really
Amen to
cool.
that.
Really, really cool. All right, everybody. If you would like,
check on babies.
okay.
Bye, everybody.
All right.
If you'd like to do this on a Sunday with us, get signed up to play. We'd love to get you on the table and play a game like this with us. We're also talking about trying to get the virtual tabletop thing going too. I think that would be fun, because that would be a nice way for folks to be able to play Pulp Alley who are not, in the same, vicinity of each other, and still be able to play and have fun. If we could get that figured out, how to figure out all the virtual tabletop stuff. I see a Raymond on here. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Father's Day. This scenario has never officially been published. So I guess if we ever do a Scenario of the Month series again, and we've threatened to start that up again. If we ever do something like that, this is one that I'll probably write up. It's not, you could try to kind of piece it together based on what we did here. One side gets a sedan and a truck. The other side gets an airplane. It is 2 complete leagues. So I was almost going to play the scenario solo, because you can play the scenario solo as well. Because this week was actually scheduled to be a solo game, but anyway, but luckily we had to reschedule Vern, so he got in here on this day. So big howdy to Dave. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys about the Kittle Club. So the Kittle Club miniatures and cards, a small number were sent out yesterday. A small number, so we got back into town, I think on Friday, and then we got packages put together. So we got a small number of Kennel Clubs sent out on Saturday, because that's all we had. We didn't have the full order yet, because I didn't know exactly how many we were going to need. We'll get more cards on Monday, So we should have all of the Kennel Clubs sent out by either Monday or Tuesday of next week. So either tomorrow or the next day, we'll try and get the rest of the cards sent out. So hopefully everybody will get their cards next week. If you haven't ordered the Kennel Club, I do have a few left. So go over to the Pulp Alley store and check out the cool Kennel Club. You can get it 3 different ways. We have a free download that you can get over to the Pulp Alley Players group, and you can get the cards on that. You can make your own cards, and it doesn't cost you anything. You can also just get a package of the cards all by themselves. If you already have the miniatures or you want to use different miniatures, you can do that. Or you can get the pack of cards and the 3 dogs as well. So lots of cool stuff. And that's it for today. Vern, hang out with me for just a little bit longer. A big thank you to everybody for being part of the awesome Pulpiteers community. We will see you all. Oh, I forgot to turn the sign on. Doggone it. Here, I'll get it on. See, I got it on. It wasn't too late. Maybe it was. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next time. Doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. All right, Vern, let's see what we